I need someone to honestly explain this to me. Why do you think things like crypto, forex, the stock market, why do you think that it's a scam? Because I have heard of tons of stories of people finding people online and they're like, oh, I'll trade your crypto for you, just send me the money. And then of course they end up losing the money. But I'm pretty sure we all had a boyfriend or girlfriend in college or high school. And I'm pretty sure you're probably not married to that person, or you probably had heartbreak before. But that doesn't mean that you should never date forever. So like, please, just someone explain it to me so I understand where you're coming from, because right now it just sounds like you're shooting yourself in the foot.
I can explain, because maybe everything in life is a scam. Like college was a scam. Remember, our teachers told us to go to college. I'm not saying for everybody, but for a lot of people, college was a scam. Like you went to college, you got in a bunch of debt, and then now you come out and you're making 40, 50, $60,000, and you're like, oh my God, I have student loan debt of $150,000. Or maybe you just live in Atlanta and you're used to people coming up with all different types of scams, like half off flights and food stamps, which technically really isn't a scam. I mean, like if you can get food half off these days, I think that that's pretty good. I don't know if I would say idea, but it's not like you're going to be a victim of that, right? But there are so many scams going around in life. But this is what I want you to know when it comes to crypto. And my wife says I talk with my hands, and I'm like, well, that's because I'm just trying to chop up the games. But here's what I want to explain when it comes to crypto. Yes, it's going to seem like a scam. And a lot of things that you're unfamiliar with in life is going to seem like a scam. If you run into somebody who can't swim, I guarantee you they're going to tell you that water is a scam. Like they'll look at everyone else during the summertime in the pool and they'll be like, man, it's a scam because I can't do it. But that's literally when it comes to crypto, why you feel like it's a scam is because like maybe you don't understand how to trade crypto. But we're gonna get that straight in this video. But I get it because there's this.
This is how Hawk Tuah Girl scammed her fans out of millions of dollars. Hallie, better known as Hawk Tuah Girl, launched her crypto coin called Hawk Coin. Hallie had been promoting her project for days, claiming it was one of the biggest projects with great potential. Her fans and other investors were excited and eagerly awaited the launch. When Hawk Coin was finally launched, it reached a market cap of $500 million in just 20 minutes, shocking everyone. Her fans invested hundreds of thousands of dollars, while some more serious investors put in millions into Hawk Coin. However, just an hour later, Hawk Coin crashed and dropped to zero, causing everyone to lose their money. Following this event, the well-known crypto analyst CoffeeZilla confronted Hallie in a conversation and openly criticized her. He revealed that Hallie and her team owned 97% of the total supply of Hawk Coin, and when they sold everything, they made millions, leaving their fans and other investors with nothing. It is predicted that Hallie might face serious consequences for this scam and could even end up in prison for a while.
So after that, you're probably thinking like, yeah, you know what? I done changed my mind. Like, cause the Hawk Tour girl, listen, I'm not gonna hate the player, and I'm not gonna hate the game either. I'm just gonna tell you that you need to learn how to play. So as we move into 2025 and in the future, like crypto is not going away. They're going to keep releasing these coins. People are going to keep getting rich off of it. The only people that are going to be not getting rich off of it, or at least not understanding how to play the game, is maybe even you, or just a person who's sitting on the sidelines. And I don't want you to sit on the sidelines, right? I want you to understand the game, which is why we have the Genius Crew here. Because at the end of the day, time is money, life is short, and you got to get into these things. Now, you heard it there in just a video that some people made millions. Listen, there are always going to be winners and losers at everything in life. So stop being on the sidelines, pointing out the fact that there are a lot of losers and saying that, hey, that's the reason not to play. Listen, in any sports league, there's one champion. Everyone else for that season loses. Doesn't matter how much time they put in. They all played a lot of games. They all did everything they could. But guess what? There's only one champion. All right. In life, it doesn't quite happen that way. There are many people who can win, but there's also going to be always a lot of people who lose. So I want you to understand that, hey, let's get on the winning side of things. And hey, if you lose a couple of times, hey, you take one L, take another L, turn it to the side, turn them into a W. That's how we do it in life out here, folks. Because believe it or not, it is actually easier to get rich in life, right? And I know that there's levels to it, right? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's easy to become a billionaire. but it's a lot easier to get you a couple of thousand or $100,000 saved up than it is to keep being broke. I know you're sitting out there and you don't have any money. You're probably feeling like, how could I say that? Well, here's the thing. It's a lot more difficult to have bad credit, make poor financial decisions, than to be on the other side. But like I tell everybody, it takes a shorter time to get rich than it does to stop being broke. But you are taking the first step of many to eradicate poorness, or I don't know, the lack of financial understanding from yourself and your entire family tree by being here. So I appreciate you being here with Genius Crew. You know what time it is. Drop the track. Welcome back, welcome back. It is the Market Genius, the #1 place on YouTube, in my opinion, when it comes to making money, learning about real estate, stocks, crypto, news, anything that's going to make you financially better. I always tell you, this is not financial advice. I'm just here to give you advice that's going to help you out financially. So if you like information like this, please make sure that you like this video, subscribe, share, and of course, join the Genius Crew. We got some really great things coming. And I'm gonna be consistent with this content this time around because y'all showing me love. So I appreciate it. As of right now, it's 4:47 in the morning. So that just lets you know, like, I'm the type of person, like, I live, I breathe, like, I do this, I think about this type of stuff all day. But let's say you're on the sidelines trying to figure out how to trade crypto or how to get into any investment, right? I'm about to give you the game on that today. Stuff that people charge $1,000 for, in a course, or something that people would charge you to go to a workshop, right? The things that people don't want you to know, that's what I'm going to give you because I'm all for the people, baby. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to investing anything, right? And I wish somebody would have told me this when I first got into investing 4 years ago. All right. Now it's easy to look at people online and be like, I want to make $10,000. I want to make $1,000. I want to make $100,000. That's the easy part. But you got to understand risk management. Stay with me. Risk management. That basically means don't lose more than you can actually afford to lose. And I know that's like very cliche, right? But have you ever been in a relationship that you gave up too much and it didn't end up working out and you lost yourself, right? Have you ever had a job that you're like, man, I'm gonna go work 12 hours, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna give them all I got, and then you got laid off, right? Risk management. Don't give up more than you're supposed to. And I'm gonna give you a simple, very simple, and it almost seems like criminal for it to be this simple rule when it comes to investing. Never, ever, ever, and never, ever, but you definitely shouldn't do it. Do not risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any particular trade, right? It's just really that simple. If you stick to that rule, I promise you, you will be able to make it in investing. If you don't, then hey, you're gonna have a learning curve like a lot of people. Now, I'll be fully transparent with you, right? When I first started investing back in 2020, like my investing journey started with the stimulus check. I got that first stimulus check in April of 2020. Like I really didn't need it. I was self-employed that time. I just had a couple of real estate closings. So I'm like, hey, here's a $1,200 check from the government. What am I going to do with it to make sure that I put myself in a better position, especially with everything that was going on at the time? So I decided I'm going to take that whole check. I took, well, most of it. I opened up a Robinhood account and then I put like $1,100 in it. And then I spent the other money going to buy a stock course. Literally the best money that I've ever spent. But even in that course, it didn't teach me anything that I need to know about risk management. All right. So, reason why I say only risk 1% per trade is that it takes 100 trades in a row for you to blow up an account. And myself, like, I'll be honest with you, I've blown several accounts. I'm just, because nobody taught me. Like, I'm coming from the bottom. Like, I'm like, hey, make a couple $1,000s. Okay, it doesn't matter if I lose a couple $1,000s. And I'll give you an example of one of the worst trading days that I had. And for those of you who are into investing, maybe you can relate, right? There was this stock called Be Big. And me and my buddy, Steven Sanachar, right? It was funny dude. He was Indian, but not East Indian. West Indian, and he used to be playing that music. Comment below if you know the type of music. Like 3 o'clock in the morning, he would be up drinking, playing the music in his garage. Anyway, this is my trading partner, and we made thousands of dollars on this stock called Be Big. Like this stock would like shoot up from like $2 to $8, like I don't know, routinely. You know, right? One day, my worst trade that I've ever had in my career, like I lost $6,000 on that trade. I'm just like, I'm looking into my soul at that point. And you know what? Me, the type of person I am, like I cared, but I was like, it hurt. Like this is one of those moments to where your stomach drops and you're just like sitting there thinking like with that look on your face, right? Um, but anyways, I wish somebody had taught me the rule that I'm about to teach you now. But then let me explain to you in a little bit more in depth what that looks like. So the first stop that we're going to take today, before I give you the easiest way to trade crypto, and you can use this to trade crypto, stocks, Forex, whatever, right? Very easy strategy for beginners, right? I'm going to show you something which is called a trade return calculator. Now, this is really important, all right? So this calculator, this basically will simulate 100 trades based on the amount of money that you have, based on your win rate, all of the things that you need to know to be a successful trader. And it can show you like where your money ends up. That way you don't have to take my word for it, right? But let's just say, for example, right? Let's say, for example, you have a balance of $10,000. Say you're starting out with 10,000, all right? Your typical risk, like we talked about before, 1%. You're risking 1% every single trade. And I'm gonna blow this up for you. Typical risk is going to be 1% per trade. Now, risk to reward basically means how much you put up is how much you get back, right? So if you risk 1% and you make 1% back, then that's a risk reward of 1-to-1. Put up 1%, like let's say you put up $100, and every time you put up $100, you make $200. That's 2-to-1, so on. $300 would be 3-to-1. We're gonna say every time you put up $100, you end up making 100. Keep it simple. Let's say you're able to do this 7 out of 10 times, so your win-loss percentage is going to be 70. What does your money look like after 100 trades? Boom, you started out with 10,000. Where are we at after 100 trades? And in this scenario, after 100 trades, starting out from 10,000, you end up with 13,165. I'm going to include the link in the description of this video so you can just play around with it, right? And I know you're probably thinking like, well, hey, that's only $4,000 or $5,000. Well, if you make $40,000 a year and yet make an extra $4,000 or $5,000, then hey, like that's over 10% of your income that you have added by just investing. But think about it in the long term, right? Let's say you get to $15,000 and you do it again, and then you get to 20, right? So this is just letting, and these are good returns, by the way, like 60% return. Like that's a really good return. Ask any money manager and they're going to tell you like that obviously like that's a good return. Now that's just if you risk 100 and you make 100, right? But let's just say you are willing to risk, let's say you're willing to risk 2%, which is the max. I know I said 1%, but 2% is also a good number. Once you really learn what you're doing, you can risk 2%. And let's say you risk 2% and your risk reward goes from 1 to 2. So you risk 2% and you end up making 4% back. Then what does it look like? Okay, now you are actually cooking, right? So in this scenario, you end up taking 10 grand, making $114,000. Listen, I know it sounds crazy, but it's just math, all right? This is just math, all right? So this is not me putting this together. So I guess like, if you're kind of watching this, right? You're probably like, hey, I'll take the 2% and I'll make, I'll just double my money. If you want to do that, you definitely can do that. But I just wanted to show you this trade calculator is just going to get you involved in understanding risk management. Now, let's get to the next point. Now, when it comes to investing, very simple. You want to buy low, sell high, right? Now, I know if you're a beginner or if you've never really invested in markets, then it's probably difficult for you to understand what buying low and what selling high means or actually when it happens. And so I'm going to tell you this straight up before we get into this next step, what I'm about to show you. All right. Got a phone? show you how to get alerts to your phone. You will know when it's time to buy something, when it's time to sell something. I'm here to make it easy for you because I'm doing this for the average person. So like if you have a day job, if you don't really sit in front of the computer all day like obviously I do, right? You're going to be able to get alerts when it's time to buy and sell crypto with what I'm about to teach you. For real. And now all you got to do is come to this website called TradingView, right? It is a completely free website to use. Well, I guess like the beginner things that you're going to be doing in this video, it's free, right? But if you decide that you want to use TradingView or a paid subscription and get more of the tools that are available, please use the link that is in the description, right? I'm giving you free information. So, I mean, the least you can do is use the affiliate link, right? I ain't begging you. Doesn't really make a difference if you don't, but I mean, let's just keep it real, right? You're benefiting. So, hey, let your boy eat a little bit too. But you're going to go to tradingview.com. It's spelled just like it sounds. You don't know how to spell trading, you put them together, you got other problems, all right? Tradingview.com. We're going to look at Bitcoin, all right? And I'm going to show you a couple of other things, all right? Now, in order to know when to buy and when to sell, people use things like indicators, right? Every trader doesn't use indicators, but most of them do. Like, believe me, people will say they don't use indicators. Like, unless you are working like on Wall Street, you're probably using some type of indicator. I'm gonna give you some easy indicators that not only a beginner can use, but I use because I like things simple. I think investing should be simple. So once you get the trading view, right, you are going to come right here to the top where it says indicators, right? And I'm gonna give you two simple indicators, right? Two simple indicators because you don't need a ton, right? Let's just keep it simple, right? Now, first indicator is we're gonna use a moving average, right? So I don't know why I just started typing that. We're just gonna type in moving, like moving, and then we're gonna type in average. All right, moving average. All right, and you can go with this one that's just simple. All right, we're gonna say simple moving average. All right, once we click on that, it's gonna pop it on your chart. Now, see this little blue line, and I'm gonna make this a different line. You're gonna click on this. You're gonna click on this arrow over here, drop down, and then there's going to be like a little gear here, right? We are going to change some of the settings to make it easy, right? So first, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to make this like green or something like that. All right, let's make this, we're going to make it yellow, make it easy to read. So we're going to change the color. And then when you click on this inputs tab, we're going to change the length, all right? No, some of you watching, you wish you could change your length. I don't know if that was appropriate, but here's what it is. All right, so we're going to change this length to 200, right? So basically, this is going to look back at the last 200 days and just give you an average, right? Basically, if we are above this line, right, the price is going. Remember we talked about buying low and selling high? If you're above this line, the price is going up. If you're below this line, the price is going down. This is not an in-depth tutorial about everything, but if we just scroll back, right? If we just scroll back a little bit, you will see that when the price is above this line, it's going up. And when it's not going. Keep it simple, folks. All right. Now, for those of you that have a day job, all right, or let's just say you just don't have the time to really look at charts all day or just follow this, right? Give you another indicator and also show you how you can set an alert so you know when to buy, when to sell. Keeping it simple. Next thing that we're going to do, I'm going to add one of my favorite oscillators, right? I'm going to go in and type in stochastic. Stochastic RSI. Need to know what it is, Google it, all right? I am not going to go through exactly what that means here, all right? And we're not going to change any of the settings here, but what I will tell you is that it tells you essentially when to buy something or when, let me reverse that. It tells you essentially when something's cheap, when something's expensive, okay? Now, like I said, you really, really, really want to know exactly how to trade, I have a course. Don't care if you buy it or not. You do what you want to do. It's available. It's there if you want it. If you don't, fine, right? So what I'm going to show you here in this stochastic is just two things. All right, this goes from 0 to 100. These numbers on the side here, all the way down to 0, all the way up to 100. Anything over 80 is considered expensive. We're gonna say expensive over 80, cheap below 20. All right. And for those of you who are experienced traders, bear with me because I know you're gonna get in the comments. You don't know what he's talking about. All right, well, you know what? There's other channels for you. This is for a person who's just getting started. All right. Now, we are going to just take a look and see what happens. All right. So, in order to know when to buy, step one is the price must be over the 200-day moving average. So, this yellow line, we only want to buy when it's above this. All right. That's step one. Step number two is that this stochastic oscillator, this blue line, crosses above 20. Then on the very next candle, we're going to buy, right? And then we are only going to sell when it gets up here above 80 or if it falls below the previous low. All right. Let me just give you some quick examples. All right. So if we come back here, right, I'm going to make a line for you so you will understand. Boom. Okay. See that blue line? That is when the stochastic has crossed above 20, right? And that is here on the chart. So it goes above 20, goes up here, and it's above 80. Now, how much money would you have made or how much percent would you have made on that trade? Well, very simple, very easy, right? You would have made 30% in 18 days. And this oscillator, this strategy that I'm showing you works on every single time frame, right? Boom. Very simple, right? Same thing. It happens again here, okay? Boom. We cross above there. We're above the 200-day moving average. And what do we have happen? Okay, yeah, we go and then we wait until we're above 80, which right here, another 12%, 18 days, right? Very simple, right? Now, I know that you're probably wondering, like, well, what happened with the Hawk Tool people? Well, the Hawk Tool people, they didn't understand their strategy. So I'm going to show you exactly what happened with Hawk Tool. I don't even say what happened. It's just trading, just investing, right? You got people who know what to do and people who don't know what to do. It's very simple. All right, here we go. Hawk Tour. Now, Hawk Tour has not been around long enough for us to look at the daily chart, so we're just going to look at the hourly chart. Remember, I have a course that can explain all of this to you. I ain't begging you to buy it. You do what you want to do. And this chart is just ugly. I don't understand, like, how anybody, like, if you bought into this, like, gosh, you're probably going to need your brain checked. But let's say you did. Right? Let's say you bought in the Hawk Tour. This is like chart, right? But the strategy still works. So we are above the 200 right here, and we also are crossing above 80 here, right? So you could have crossing above 20 here. So you could have bought here and then up here and made 40, 50% in 3 to 4 hours, right? Oh, all right. And then everywhere else, you shouldn't be buying because remember, like I said, step one was to be above the 200. You're not above the 200, so you're not going to be buying. Go over to Ripple. I know you've probably heard people talk about Ripple before. Well, here we go. Let's look at Ripple again, or not again, but let's look at Ripple, which is XRP, and let's go back to the daily chart because we have more information there. Not more, but Ripple. Right? So people are like, oh, well, when could I have bought Ripple? All right, same thing. November 30th. All right, we are above the 200. Okay, we cross above 20 on the stochastic. Okay, and how much money or how much percent you have made there? Right, you bought here. All right, it doesn't really ever cross 80. Talking 37, 40% in a couple of days. And let's just say you did wait until it crossed above 80, it's still 27%. Last thing I want to show you, you can have alerts set up to let you know when you should be buying or just get indicated, right? Or alerted, say, when it's a good time to buy and sell. How do you know that? Okay, you can just simply come down here, right click, right? It's going to say add alert, add alert, right? Now, we want to be alerted when the stochastic is crossing above 20. So it's going to tell you, hey, Mr. Genius crew member, this is a good time to actually look at buying this. And it's also going to tell you when it's above 80, so you can think about selling. If you have the free trading view, I can't remember whether like you get 1 alert or 3 alerts, right? But I'm gonna set it up for you if you just have 1 alert, right? You're gonna come here, you're gonna click entering channel, right? Upper bound, that's the high point, 80. Lower bound, that's the low point, 20. Okay, very simple. You're gonna do once per bar close, right? Boom. Once the bar is closed, hey, right. Now every time that XRP or any stock that you set or crypto that you set this alert to crosses above 20, you're going to receive an alert to your phone, just like you get a text message. You're going to know that this is your alert telling you that, hey, we're crossing above 20. If it's above the 200, let's look at buying it. All right. And anytime that it crosses below this, you're going to know that you probably should have already been out by then, but at least it's going to tell you. So I know that probably was a little bit longer of an explanation than you needed, but if you don't understand this, then hey, I'm pretty sure your journey is going to get a lot longer than this. So if you want the course, I will give you a discount code in the comments, or put it in the comments, right? So you can get a basic understanding. I promise you, I'm gonna give you a big discount. I want you to learn this stuff. I want you to be part of the Genius Crew, make money for your family. But this is another video by the Genius Crew. If you made it this far, at least do yourself a favor. Like, subscribe. It's only gonna get better. Life will only get better when you hang around the right people. No, me and you can't really like together. We are digital friends, right? So subscribe, join the Genius Crew. I'll see you in the next one. Get to work. Get to work.